So let's talk about vegetables. This is a very controversial thing in the keto world. A lot of people don't know, should you really be doing vegetables? How much vegetables? What type of vegetables? And so there's a lot to discuss here. And the reality is I'm only giving people on the inside of the challenge the very nitty-gritty academic training on net carbs and how to calculate those, which ones we do count, which ones we don't count. But I'll give you guys the subsurface here. So the base thing I need you to understand is that when you are preventing carbs from coming in your body is breaking down fat into ketones for fueling the brain. This is actually going to create a lot of metabolic waste. Oh, the Instant Pot's done. Okay. And so what's going to happen if you are not eating vegetables, which detoxify the body, which help to move that metabolic waste out? What can happen is the pH of your body can get too high, and this develops into something called ketoacidosis, which is very dangerous. So those who keep the vegetables out of their diet in low carb eating, in ketogenic eating, are really pushing a very sensitive and delicate boundary on what their body is able to handle and what it's not. And unfortunately, I've witnessed people, not my clients, of course, other people, friends, people who don't want to come consult with me, and I've watched them go into the hospital. I've watched them deal with the repercussions of the way they've dieted and approached their journey. And it makes me sick. But at the end of the day, I can't fix it for them. I can't change it for them. They made their choices. All I can do is educate you all to be smarter about your approaches. So detoxification is very key. This also can develop fatty liver if you are not eating vegetables in low carb eating. When we think of Body Buddies and the Power Foods lifestyle, you guys should know there are 4 categories of vegetables. So we have leafy greens, which are #1 vegetable source. This is going to be our most go-to veggie source in keto. Okay, do you like my drawing up here? Where's my finger? There it is. I drew some kale, I drew some collard greens, I drew some spinach and a cucumber. Cucumber's not leafy greens, but anyway, it says eat veggies. I will forever go to my grave, probably with everyone just hashtagging I'm the veggie girl. Like every dancer I've ever taught, I say, and eat your, and they all know it, and it makes my heart very happy. Eat your vegetables. Leafy greens is category #1. So I just said a few of them. I'll go ahead and read actually off the list. You are going to get as a challenge member arugula, cabbage, collard greens, dandelion greens, fennel, mustard greens, kale, red chard, romaine, and spinach. So that's our leafy green family. Our second category of vegetables in the Power Foods lifestyle keto approach will be our cruciferous. Cruciferous, so cute. On a side note, Nate, the other day I was making, Nate's my husband for those of you guys who don't know. I just got married like 3 months ago. Woo woo. And I was cooking some Brussels sprouts and he was like, those are a cruciferous. And I was like, oh, you're learning, you're doing so good. And anyway, our cruciferous is our Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, bok choy. Kale actually is a cruciferous, but I think it's easier to put in the leafy green category for you guys. I try to simplify this process. It's already too complex enough. So cruciferous are extremely key. Did you guys know that there are studies finding 1 to 3 cups of cruciferous vegetables decrease cancer risks? I can't remember the exact percentage number, but it's somewhere in the 38 to 43% decrease that risk. It's incredible. In normal Power Foods lifestyle teaching, I ask and urge you guys to be eating at least 1 source of cruciferous vegetable every single day. In keto, I prefer 1 to 2 servings per day, and that's wonderful, okay? So cruciferous is key. Now, once we start getting into our water-based veggies, things that, as I made the category water-based, again, simplicity. So water-based being anything you bite and goes crunch with water. So think cucumber, think sugar snap peas, celery, bell pepper. I find it easier to classify those all. If you'll just think about the brighter a vegetable and the more exciting the color, it probably is going to have just a little bit more sugar content. So we're going to try and stick to the green colored families, but it's absolutely okay to be bringing those in moderation, in the right amounts and things like that. And so when you're a challenge member in the keto challenge, I do the hard work for you. I give you the exact portion, how much to eat, when to eat it, what to eat it with. So you don't have to guess. All you got to do is sit back, follow the plan, get the results, and learn and observe why I've put things together the way I have. It's going to be the most powerful teaching tool to watch it in action. When it comes to a few things that just drive me bonkers about vegetables, my friends, I'm gonna be very blunt here. Suck it up, you can handle this. Corn is not a vegetable in my book. No, it is the worst excuse for a nutrient-containing food. Okay, it tastes great. We can make some cool things from it. It's fine to have once in a while. It breaks down to straight sugar in your body, guys. It does. Like, corn to me is something you enjoy. Well, I'm going to deviate. I'm going to keep myself on track. Anyhow, once in a while, that corn. In keto, nope, no corn. No peas. Carrots, I train you very well on the academy training about if carrots can come in. So I will just say it depends, but once you're inside the challenge, you need to listen to that veggie training on net carbs, and I will further train you there. The other thing I want to mention was beets. A lot of people are like, but beets are so healthy. Yes, keto is not saying foods aren't healthy. It's looking at the chemistry of the food to say, is this keeping the glucose intake so low that the body is forced to break down dietary fats? If that's assuming you're not getting a caloric deficit. If you're in a caloric deficit, then stored body fat to make ketones to then fuel the brain and all of the energy stores. So that's the question. It's a chemistry equation, not a healthy equation. And if you're going to do the challenge, you better learn this vernacular so you can speak to the people who are going to give you crap, okay, as you're doing it, and they're going to call you on a diet, they're going to call you all these things, and you just have to rise above that and be able to speak in an educational way so that other people can understand what you're doing. One other thing I want to mention, canned foods, I'd prefer you stay away from canned vegetables, while on the other hand, frozen vegetables are fantastic and actually could have more nutrients than fresh vegetables because they are flash frozen right when they're picked versus all of our foods that are picked pre-ripeness time so that they can get in the truck to then make it to our grocery store, everything like that. And so it's a dicey situation there because if I had it my way, I would eat everything out of the garden every day. I can't do that with where I am in life right now. You might be the same way. If you can garden and provide all of your own foods, fantastic, but don't be opposed to buying frozen foods. Now, on that note, if you are if you're keeping your vegetables in the fridge for longer, I'd say than 5 to 6 days, freeze it because the longer it's in that fridge, it's losing its nutrient value. So be very, very cautious and careful about that. We've talked about detoxification, how important those vegetables are for moving metabolic waste out of your body. The top two vegetable categories to be turning to in keto include leafy greens and cruciferous. Water-based are going to be here or there, moderate. I didn't talk about the miscellaneous category, but that includes things like zucchini, summer squash, butternut squash, your asparagus, and that's a category that's mostly going to be a no unless it's a very small amount. And again, I train you further on that inside the academy for the keto challenge. We've talked about how your body will potentially develop ketoacidosis. The pH in the body will go too high if you are not moving that metabolic waste through the body. Vegetables that are absolute no's include peas, corn, and beets. And what's the vegetable that I say is not a vegetable? I know that the world classifies it as that. Power Foods Lifestyle kicks it to the curb. Corn. Okay. One other thought is that if you are not eating these vegetables, and guess what? I hope you guys are learning from this, whether or not you're going to do the keto challenge, whether or not you're going to do keto, is that if you are not eating vegetables, please present a paper to tell me how you are acquiring your magnesium, your potassium, and all the very important vitamins, minerals, cofactors that are supposed to be detoxifying your body in our very polluted society that we're dealing with chemicals, we're dealing with preservatives, food dyes, secondhand smoke. We're dealing with so much that's already against us. And if you're not eating those vegetables and moving those things through your body, how are you making this happen? Or are you experiencing the symptoms of not making it happen? If you're in that space, take a deep breath. I'm not shaming you. I'm helping you stand up on your own 2 feet and take control. You got to look yourself in the mirror and say, I can do better than this. I am better than this. I can do. I will do. Let's go. You have to be your number one cheerleader. You got to believe in yourself. Yeah, I was amazed at how many people loved the quote I put up on the Bodyweights Facebook page the other day about having courage and faith. Like, it takes courage to have faith and believe in yourself. Yes, my friends, it does. So have courage. Let's go. I would love to see you on the inside of the Keto Challenge if it's for you. If you don't know if it's for you, watch my video from yesterday. Again, registration is over at powerfoodslifestyle.com/keto challenge. If for some reason you can't remember that, send me a direct message. I'll be happy to get to the link. Power your body, 1 meal, 1 workout, 1 day at a time.